Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Bengal Tiger Podcast. I'm Matthew Brune. Joining me today is none other than Coach Gary Redus for LSU women's basketball. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I told you we were going to do this over the summer at some point. This
Right.
is the football bye week, so I was like, it's the perfect time to get you on. And I have another. Might be having a player come on later in the week, so I'll tease that a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe an All
Okay.
American
Oh,
looking like. So you got to set the stage here
okay.
for her.
I
Um,
got you.
but how have you been? It's October 1st. Obviously, y'all started practice. Just overall, how do you like where y'all are at as a team right now?
Uh, I've been good. I've been good. I'm recovering from a torn Achilles.
Yes, you are.
I tore my Achilles in May, so I'm recovering from that. I'm feeling good. I'm moving around good. Practice has been fun. I can move around a little bit, so I'm really happy to be around the team, and this is a fun team to be around. I think it's just everything is just kind of so new and so
Yeah.
fresh, and everybody's just trying to learn, and you have different kids trying to lead, and you have a lot of competition out there because people want to play, and that's kind of the culture that we want to continue to push, and we're excited. This is a fun team. I like being around this team. I think we all do.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into the team a little bit. I do want to start with now. This is the start of your third year at LSU,
Yes.
and your first 2 years, you won a Natty, you made an Elite Eight. What have those 2 years been like for you in terms of your growth as a coach and just what you've learned, obviously with Kim Mulkey, but just for yourself?
You learn so much, man. I think that the wealth of knowledge that I've kind of built over these last 2 years, really by just being around Coach Mulkey. Uh, she just gets how this thing works, man, and that's why I came here. I came here to really learn like what it takes to like build and sustain a winning program. Uh, and I think that's why she's been able to kind of have the success that she has year after year after year because she knows what it takes, man. She knows how to run a program. Like she really knows how to run a program, but she knows how to get the most out of these young ladies. And I think that's the most rewarding thing to be around.
Yeah.
I think that you hear things about Coach Mulkey, but nobody knows Coach Mulkey like that. Like Coach Mulkey, she always says she's kind of an enigma, and she's so right. Like you don't know what to expect until you get around Coach Mulkey, and it's like the craziest kind of good that you can possibly explain. Like that, this is like it's something special going on here. I think it was something special that she had at Baylor, clearly, but
Yeah.
here it's just different at LSU. Like LSU is very different when it comes to like all the other stuff that if you can do the things that Coach Mulkey does. Uh, you can have something special. And I think that that's what she continues to do, and what I hope to be a part of for a really long time.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but you've been around college basketball, men's and women's side for a long time. What y'all have at LSU, and I mean between the fan engagement from the national recognition, everything, how does how does it feel being in it in terms of, does it feel like a program that, I mean, obviously y'all are one of the heavyweights in college basketball right now, but like, does it feel like it's different compared to like other places you've been, and like how does it, I guess, how does it feel?
I mean, it feels amazing. It feels different. You can tell it's different, but I think that there's a certain level that everyone has to be for it to work. Uh, Coach Mulkey, she gives you what she gives you, and she expects it to get done. And there's a level of accountability if it doesn't get done. And I think that's from everybody on staff to the players to the managers to the support staff, like everybody.
Is
Uh,
there more accountability than anywhere you've been here?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So it's not,
Because there's like you have to do it,
there's
and I
pressure.
think that yeah, you don't want to be you stick out like a sore thumb if you're the person who isn't getting done with what you need to get done. So I think that's the thing that but she builds so much trust in you. Like, I don't have to worry about her knocking on my door every single day, like, hey, what's this? What's going on? She's like, what's up? Like, this is what we need done. Get it done. And I like that. I like working like that. I like being able to just do my job and knowing that I need to do a good job at it. It's good pressure. I love pressure. What did Flage say? Like, pressure makes diamonds.
You tell me. Yeah, I was gonna say, you tell
I
me.
like diamonds.
Yeah,
I
there you go.
think I love when Flage said
He
that,
did
because
say
that's
that.
exactly how I feel. Like, this is good pressure. Pressure, you know, you need pressure. If you got pressure, that means you're doing something. And I want to be doing something. I want to be relevant. I want us to be relevant. Like, so whatever it is we got to do it.
Yeah. I want to touch quickly on the recruiting trail because you are so obviously involved in that aspect, and this just big picture, obviously.
Yeah.
When y'all go, obviously there was that video of Kim showing up. I don't remember which EYBL it was, where she was swarmed. Like,
Yeah.
you've been there, you've been alongside her and everything, and then just watching the games and watching the kids and being able to recruit the top players in the country every single year. How have you as a recruiter like started to figure out new things and started to figure out, all right, this is how this works at this upper echelon of women's basketball?
I think probably the most important thing that I've learned, especially being here and especially learning Coach Mulkey. Like, I think it's one thing to just go out and recruit the very best players, but I think it's another thing to recruit the very best players for your program and for your head coach. And that's what I've been trying to do over these last couple of years. I think that now we've gotten to a point where, like, I know exactly the type of kids she'll like. Like, I feel like I kind of got it down to a science. Like, they got to be good, of course, but like, there's a type of kid, there's a type of attitude that she enjoys coaching, and that she wants to coach. And I think that it's more so kind of forming our own ranking system, as opposed to caring so much about like the numbers and all the other stuff. Like, sometimes do the numbers reflect? Yeah, but I think for the most part for us, like, we just want to get what really is right for us.
Yeah, and also like finding kids that want to be coached by Kim in
Yes,
terms of her, like you said, hold you accountable and
that's a big
has
part of it.
won for a
That's a
long
big
time.
part of it. Like, you have to be able to, you got to be able to handle Mulkey. Like, you have to be able to handle like all that comes with LSU. These lights here are bright. Like, the lights are very bright, and everybody doesn't want to play in bright lights. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people don't want kind of the pomp and circumstance that comes with LSU, right? And that's cool. Like, we just have to get the players that want that. Like, it's a whole lot of players out here that want that, and it's just for us about finding the right fits and the right types of kids that they want to come here and do something special.
Yeah. When you pitch a player, is it like, do you have a go-to, like, are you immediately being like, all right, we need to make sure that you like are cool with Kim, like getting coached by Kim Mulkey, or is it like, are you cool with being on the national stage? Like, is it like, obviously now NIL comes into play and nowadays it's like all these factors. How do you figure out how to recruit a kid or pitch a kid? Do you just have to like take time?
Yeah, it's getting to know a kid. It's getting to know a kid and teaching them about LSU. Like, that's really all it is. I think it's a lot to know about LSU, and it's a lot to get to know about people. Like, this is really just like, I really go into it and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to know them. Sometimes I can get to know them a little bit quicker. And sometimes I figure out really quick, like, okay, this may not be a great fit. Sometimes it takes some time. Like, I think you find out really soon if someone is like truly interested in what you have. Sometimes it takes a bit longer to kind of figure out that this may not be a great fit. But I think the work is in like knowing when that time is and knowing when you may need to pivot and knowing when you may need to make another call, and figure some more information out. So I think those are all things that you just kind of learn with experience. And I know my experience here has done nothing but that. This has been the first time that I've truly gotten to like recruit the very best players. And you got to learn. You got to learn as you're doing that. Like I've never really worried about being able to get players because I know that we can get players here. But it's just kind of learning those little things that can really pay dividends for your roster, especially when you look down the road. I have to look down the road so far. Like my recruiting board's right here, and I'm having to like start focusing on like 2028. Like trying to build that board. Like I'm there now. Like we had a talk yesterday and we were talking about like, all right, 2026, it's time to nail down probably exactly what it is that we need. And then start thinking about 2027. Like we got a couple that we feel like, all right, need this one. Who else? You get what I'm saying? So I think when you go into it with that type of mindset, you kind of can get ahead. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, build our roster to last, and use the transfer portal when you need to supplement whatever you need to supplement. I think that it's a great tool. We've had a lot of success with the transfer portal. It's not something that we're going to look at now and be like, oh no, we don't want any transfers. Like, no, but we're going to use it to supplement our roster the same way we've done, up until now.
Well, my last recruiting question, because Coach Mulkey was clearly like at the forefront this whole summer, going like to a bunch of different stuff. How much does that help her being like there courtside and being not only for the kids, but obviously for like people watching on social media, kids watching on social media and being like, oh, okay, Kim Mulkey's everywhere and she's like taking obviously interest in your recruiting and at the ground level.
It helps a lot. It helps a lot, but I think that's something that she's really always done. Like she's always been there. She's always she's out, but she's out for when we need her to be out. Like we don't want to overuse like the Mulkey thing. Like the Mulkey thing is cool when Mulkey pops up. Like she's getting mobbed. Everybody wants a picture. The recruit feels super important because Coach Mulkey pulled up. But we understand at the same time, like I think that a part of my job is to be able to take some of that pressure off her. Like I don't want her to have to be everywhere. I don't want her to have to do everything. She talks to all these kids. Like she's on the phone with these kids. Like they know Coach Mulkey, and when they start to get to like know Coach Mulkey's personality and everything like that, they like Coach Mulkey. Like Big Mulk is a thing now. Like this is the thing. Like I don't know if everybody understands, but like Big Mulk has like transitioned into like she's in like a new era of herself. Like she's like a star now. Like and she's super cool. Like and she like likes that kind of. She'll say she's not, of course.
Yeah.
But she is, and it's cool to see. Like I think after all like the Angel and the national championship and like Flagey and all of that, and her just being like such a huge figure, it's getting crazy. Like it's really, really crazy. Like I and this is just me, and this is just me saying it, like I do feel bad for some other head coaches when Mulkey pops up. When Mulkey pops up, it's like a show. It's the show. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've had obviously very limited interactions with Coach. I mean, I've talked to her here and there, even outside of press conferences, but it doesn't take long. Like she can just connect with people, in a way that just makes you feel like, oh, I'm talking to, my aunt or something. Like she feels like she's known you for a long time. That's how she talks to you and just connects and can talk about anything.
Imagine how she is with like parents, grandparents. High school coaches. Like it's real. Like she's a real down to earth Southern like Belle or whatever. But she's Kim Mulkey. Like she's still like the ball player. So She can just talk shop with you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's talk about this year's team a little bit. Because you mentioned it, this year's team has a different feel to it. 2 years ago, y'all had Alexis Morris and Angel Reese and a slew of other players. Last year, you had Angel, but it was kind of a roster where you kind of mix and matched to a degree. Didn't have like great depth, especially once Samaya went down. How different does this year's team feel, not only on the court but just in general, the vibe that you get being around them?
Uh, it's just different. It's different. I think it's a different hunger. I think right now, uh, we're working like we're trying to get something back, and it's really really refreshing. I think that we're not naive. Like we understand that a lot of people don't expect us to be as good because we lost Angel, and Angel was a phenomenal player, but we want our players to get to show like it's still LSU. Like we don't want there to be a drop off. Like we don't expect it to be a drop off. But we know we have to work for that, and we know that this team is a little bit different. Like we can't line up out there and know that there are 15 rebounds before you even step on the court.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And if she get to cooking, it's 20, 25 of them.
Yeah.
Right. So now, okay, Flage, you got to get some more rebounds. Michaela, you got to get some more rebounds. Niece, you got to get them. You get what I'm saying? But Samaya, Aaliyah, Poa, like get in there and get some rebounds. Like everybody has to rebound. It has to be a team effort. And I think that's fun to like start to see that come together.
I was curious from I think Coach Mulkey talked about this in her press conference, actually, like the leadership aspect, having Angel and then before that Alexis, like having those players that just like, I'm gonna be like the face of the team. I'm gonna try to calm everybody down, try to be the one who leads. How is that like handled? How do you see? Because obviously, I think y'all have a clear big three here with Flage, Michaela, and Anissa, three All-American players.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do they go about carrying themselves now without Angel like at the forefront of just everything?
I mean, I think any good player waits for that opportunity, and I think they're excited about that opportunity. And I think that with those three that you just named, like they all do it a little bit different. But I think that's what they're trying to do right now, and they're trying to figure it out. And they're seeing how tough it is. Like when you have to lead, you have to bring it every single day. Every single day. Like you don't get to be upset today. You don't get to not work hard in practice the next day. No, you have to bring it, and it has to be everything, and it has to be every single day. And they've been doing a good job of it. Like I think that you hear Michaela's voice more, way more than you heard it last year. Niece has always led by example, but she's talking more. Flage has been waiting on this moment for so long, and you're seeing her embrace it. And I think that the more comfortable all three of them get, like I think that you'll see them, get more and more comfortable. But it doesn't end there. Like you got to have point guard leadership, and we have some really good point guards. With Shy, Jada, Poa. We got Miracle who can play the point too.
Mm-hmm.
So you need leadership there. Like everybody plays a part in it. Like Samaya's been here. Like she has to bring something too. Like Aaliyah has a really big, strong voice. Like you have to hear it. You get what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I think for us, like it's a team effort. It's a team effort. There are going to be some that step up a little bit more, especially in regards to leadership. But I think for us, like everybody has to bring it.
Yeah, you mentioned the point guard position. Y'all have a ton of new guards here. Obviously the three from the transfer portal: Shande Wilson, Kaylin Gilbert, Miracle Shepherd. Then Jada Richard as the only true freshman here. How do you look at y'all's revamped kind of backcourt and just the depth that y'all have now and like the versatility y'all have now, and just how exciting is that to look at in the big picture?
It's super exciting. I think you just said it, depth and versatility, and that's what we wanted to build. It's a lot of different like play styles out there, and we're just trying to get the most out of all of them. I think that it's important that all of them understand like you know, it's a lot of y'all. And because it's a lot of y'all, like we want all of y'all to contribute. But for everyone to contribute, everyone has to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a big thing for us this year. Like everybody just being all in on like what the team needs to be successful. So we're really excited. We're excited to bring in, you know, some older ones, but also bring in some younger ones. Because I think if we continue to have that kind of depth and carryover with our roster, I think it'll pay dividends.
Yeah, the one practice we were able to go to, Jada Richard balls out. I'm just gonna throw it to you. It seems like she was underrated coming in. And I know people like using that term in recruiting in general. But legitimately for a player that was ranked in the 90s to come in and looking this good, I guess it didn't surprise you or Coach Mulkey, but is it great to see her game translate?
It's great to see it. I mean, it's funny because when we go through the recruiting process, we kind of know what we have. Uh, we know where we are. We know what it'll look like. Jada has always been like a really good player. We, you know, before I got here, they saw Michaela. She played against
Yeah.
Michaela's team and had like 40 or something. She's fearless. She's fearless. She's a competitor. I saw them play against each other at our team camp. They were both at our team camp, and she was putting on a show. She literally was just here putting on a show. And so I don't think any of this surprises us. You know, it's a kid that won, what, 4 straight state championships.
Yeah.
She's a winner. She's a winner, but she's really intentional about how she approaches like this entire thing. Like, you know, we had recruits a couple weekends ago, and so we were at the volleyball game, and she was watching film from practice on her phone. I looked over and saw her doing that, and I didn't even say anything to her, but it's those little things. You get what I'm saying? Like, she wants to be good. She wants to be good. She understands that she was underrated. I mean, if she would have went and played for, you know, one of the shoe teams or whatever,
Yeah.
she would have probably been a top 25 kid, honestly. But she didn't need to do that. We didn't need her to do that. Like, we don't really care about all that. Like, we want kids to get all the things that they want to get. You get what I'm saying? But for us, like, again, like the rankings and all of that, like, it doesn't really matter. And we knew we had something in Jada. I think a lot of people overlooked the fact that we brought her in, but you know, we were always excited about, you know, what she could bring to our team, you know, not just in the future, but you know, right now.
Yeah. Were you the type that was watching practice clips to study film on it?
No. I should have. I should have. I should have. We didn't Film wasn't like,
Oh yeah, y'all didn't even have
like,
iPhones back in the
yeah,
day,
we didn't
right? Yeah,
have,
you like
don't make it seem like I'm old, but
back then.
we had to like go in the office with coach and like
Yeah.
watch film. So it wasn't as accessible as it is now. If it would have been that accessible, I would have. But I
I took
probably should have went in coach's office a little bit more and watched more film.
there was
Knowing what I know
a
now.
knowing what you know now at
Knowing what I know now.
30 however old you are with off on the torn Achilles, yeah, we
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have done it.
You make it sound old, but yeah.
No, because I talked to a North Texas player last year. He was coming up from JUCO, and he said when he got to JUCO, he was like 5'11" guard. He's at Vanderbilt now. 5'11" guard, couldn't get on the court at JUCO his first year. He was watching tape and trying to figure out how to beat the point guard that was in front of him, and like really like taking notes, trying to figure out how to beat him. And I was like, I'd never thought about that of it. Obviously, you know, you're all on the same team. JUCO's a different animal, obviously.
Right.
But
Right.
like he's trying to beat his teammate to get on the court at junior college, and I'd never thought about like watching tape, watching film of practice in that way to kind of elevate your game.
Yeah.
So I always carry that with me now when I
Yeah.
hear
That
people watch
makes sense.
practice tape.
That makes
So,
sense.
I did want to ask about y'all's front court because we can talk about all the guards that y'all have that I love all of them.
Mhm.
But the front court's far more interesting to me because you do have Aaliyah stepping up into a bigger role. You add Jersey Wolfenberger. You get Samaya Smith back. And that's just kind of the start of it. Obviously, Anissa as well.
Mm-hmm.
How do you look at this front court in terms of just the way y'all can play and trying to replace Angel, but not directly trying to replace Angel, and just
Right.
doing different things? Like, how do y'all approach that task?
I mean,
It's kind of a loaded question,
kind
so
of,
that's why I
kind
throw it
of.
at you.
I'll answer it like this. We like our players. Like we like our players and we like our team. We like the different pieces we can kind of tinker with. Uh I mean, Anissa was an All-American last year, so you
Yeah.
bring her back. And I mean, I guess you can say we're trying to fill one spot if you can only have 5,
Yeah.
right? And we like it. We like what we got. Like Samaya was really good last year before she got hurt. Her rehab went really
Yeah.
good.
She looks spry out there at
She
the one
looks the
practice I saw.
same. Like she honestly, she's still trying to get some of the jitters out. I think that's normal for anybody coming back from an injury. But she came back so soon that she's gonna have so much time to get them out. Like we scrimmaged Saturday and Samaya looked great. And I think for us, like it's just continuing to give her confidence, but continuing to get her to understand like you can give more. Like you can still give more. Like you came here because you felt like you could do more. And the same for Aaliyah, as she continues to get healthy, uh, you learned what to do already. Like you learned that last year, and you played some big minutes for us and some big time games for us. And now it's your turn to get out on the court. Like it's your turn to really, really get out there and show what you got. Like again, like we don't bring these kids here to sit on the bench. Like we bring them here to play. And when it's your turn to play, you get out there and you play. And I think that we're really excited about who we have in our front court. I mean, you talk about Jersey. Jersey 6'5", she can move so well. She has such good body control. I think it's about just playing like it because she has to do something a little different here.
Mhm.
But she can do it while understanding like how a game flows so well. Like that's kind of her skill set. She can just play. And it's about just teaching her like kind of how we do it here and how to get even more of that dog out of you. And we're excited about the process of it all. Amani being a senior, she knows
Mhm.
everything that's going on. Like she understands that, and she like is doing a really good job so far this fall, just of kind of leading that group and getting them to all understand everything at all times. Like she does a really good job helping out the new ones. We're excited about our front court, and then I mean that's without talking about Nice, right?
Yeah.
So we're excited. We're excited about the team. We're excited about the versatility of it. We're excited about the depth. Uh, so yeah, we just got to go out there and prove it now.
Yes, sir. My last thing, I know you've over the 2 years you've been here, now this is year 3, you have become more and more of an LSU football junkie and fan overall. How
Yeah,
excited are you for this Ole Miss game in 2
I'm
weeks?
so excited.
You
I'm
there?
so excited. I can't wait. I'm following. I gotta look and see what the analysis is. I
Mm,
gotta like do my studying. It's so crazy being an LSU football fan because it's fun being an LSU football fan. It's just different than like I grew up in Alabama, right?
yeah,
And like LSU was one of our rivals.
yeah,
So I've come to the good side now, and it's just so crazy how LSU fans are, like, and what LSU football culture is. And I think like Alabama fans are very like it's a lot of them, but they're very like
buttoned
buttoned up,
up.
right? LSU fans aren't, and I think it's so great to like be a part of and see. It makes it fun, man, and that's what it's supposed to be. So,
Yeah,
like rooting for LSU sports in general, but football, it is like a crazy experience because you see like the memes on like social media, like being an LSU fan, like
yeah,
and almost having a heart attack and then like being relieved
yeah.
again. Like it's really like that. So the Ole Miss game, I'm excited. We're ready.
Yo, we gotta get you on for guest picker Coach
Yeah,
Redus right here.
yeah, I'm
Just
ready. I got
kicking.
LSU
You
over
got
over
LSU.
ever. I got LSU every single game. That's who I got. I took my son to his first LSU game this past weekend against South Alabama, my alma mater. So that was fun. He loves LSU. He loves LSU football more than me.
I was gonna say I saw you tweeted about, I don't know how long ago, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was asking about
Commits.
Lacey or
Yeah. Oh, he
that's what it
loves
was.
Kyron Lacey. When he saw Kyron Lacey on the field, he was going crazy. But he knows everybody. He knows all the players on the team. So it was a really good time. He was like singing all the songs. He knows the songs already.
That's
So
crazy.
he was singing the songs. He was dancing. So it was a good time. I may take him to the Ole Miss game too.
Nice. All right, Coach. I said I wasn't gonna keep you too long, so I appreciate you for coming on. Obviously, best of luck this season. We'll be
Thanks.
covering you over at the Bengal Tiger On3. Shameless plug, right there.
Yeah.
There
I
you go.
rock with y'all. I like the Bengal Tiger. I like On3. Y'all are doing a really good job.
Appreciate it. We'll clip that and we'll use it as our promo. We gotta get Kim Mulkey to say that though. So
Right.
that's our next goal. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Coach. Y'all
Right.
can subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. We'll be back, like I said, later in the week, trying to get an All-American on the podcast as well. So check that out.